So I was just telling you, after attending Nandita's seminar in the year 2015, my life changed. I got a new perspective about how I can release my weight. Today, I'm going to be telling you how I partnered with my mind and used whole plant based to release 21 kilos of my weight. So let's start. Okay, one on the left and one on the right. Both of them are me. So this was taken in the year 2015 after I turned vegan. So I had already released a few kilos, so you can imagine how big I was. So this is my photograph after releasing 21 kilos. Excited to know how I did it? So let's go ahead. You see this pyramid in front of you? This pyramid actually depicts my entire journey of this release, my entire way in which I presented my feelings through this pyramid. It all started way back in my childhood. I was always a heavy child. I always had a weight issue. I battled with my weight for a very, very long time. So I'm going to give you a little bit into my past for you to understand how I got to where I am. So the first stage, which I've explained in this pyramid, is the Altarian stage. Altarian meaning I coined it saying because I ate everything. I had non-vegetarian food, I had milk, I had vegetables, I had everything that is possible because in my head, I felt to get the nutrition from everything meant I need to eat everything. When I ate everything, I was nutritionally benefiting from all the things that the universe can provide me without thinking whether that was my food. For me, every food that is available on the universe was mine. So I was eating everything, but there was something missing in me, was energy. I was always lacking energy and I was irritable and I was prone to feeling sad and depressed often. This Altarian stage where I ate everything reminded me that there is something wrong in the way I'm going about things. My mind began to think. Remember, friends, it's very important to understand that what I am telling you is a parallel between the mind and the whole plant based journey. So, every stage that I went through, you all need to understand. We need to take a check by understanding the physical, mental, and spiritual levels that we were sharing in our lives. So, in this Altarian stage, my physical level was low. My mental level was okay. My spiritual level was good. So I was like, okay, I'm not feeling complete. My spiritual level was good because of my meditative practices that I was following, because I was a coach. So I knew how to help myself spiritually. But physically, there was something really wrong. From being maybe 6 on 10, I moved on to being 3 on 10. I was not feeling good at all. Tiredness was seeping in, and there was a kind of a lack. Every time I looked at my plate, I was not feeling that fullness. I was not having that joy when I was eating that food. It was more as if I was lusting over it. So this led to me buffering. You must have seen this when right now what we were doing is buffering, trying to figure out how to unmute myself, how to get my presentation on board. So all this is called the buffering stage. The buffering stage always leads to clarity. So this is a stage I would like take a little time and tell you. In this stage, I thought, okay, let me just eat meat. Let me not eat anything else. So let me be a pescatarian. Okay, let me just eat vegetarian and eggs. Maybe this will work. Let me be a vegetarian. It didn't work. So I tried being a polartarian. I tried just fish. I tried all kinds of things. So this led to me trying different kinds of diet and lifestyles. And one thing I found common in all of them was it was not sustainable. It's very difficult to sustain these diets. So my mind began to think, I need to get my energy levels up. I need to feel more fit. I need to have my emotional quotient high. So how do I do this? So this buffering in my head and the constant looking out led me to find Dr. Nandita's program. When I attended this program, this buffering stopped. It was written right on the board. Veganism is the way forward. I got clarity. So, but I have to add here, before I became vegan, I was already a vegetarian. So, in this buffering stage, I have a very, very important story to share with all of you. It's a very interesting story. So, listen to me with all your ears. Friends, as I had mentioned earlier, I'm a holistic lifestyle coach by profession. So, I spend a lot of my time meditating. So, I had just delivered my second daughter. This was the year 2003, 17 years back. So when I was meditating one of those days, I felt I was sad, I was angry, I was feeling suffocated and betrayed. All these feelings were coming to me together. I was wondering, what is it? Why am I feeling these feelings? I opened my eyes, looked around, and saw two beautiful children. I had a beautiful house. I had a good relationship with my husband. And I wondered, why am I feeling these feelings? I let it go. I said, it's okay. I think it's one of those days I'm just going through something. A couple of days later, to my surprise, when I closed my eyes, I was meditating. I found myself feeling exactly same feelings. This time I knew this is not to be ignored. The universe is communicating something very important. I closed my eyes, went deep within myself, and asked myself, what is common between that day and this day? You won't believe it. The common thing was I had eaten fish on both the days. I said, okay, I consume fish. I was lactating mother. I thought I must be having fish so that I lactate better and be a better mother. My baby would get all the benefits. But that day, my life changed. I realized the energy that I was experiencing was not mine, it was of the fish. I realized the fish had died in such utter anger, suffocation, and depression. It felt cheated and it gave up its life just for me. The year 2003, I gave up eating all non vegetarian food. Little did I know milk was liquid meat. I continued my journey, and my buffering was happening all throughout. The buffering continued until 2015 when I met Dr. Nandita and attended her program. I turned vegan Jan 10th, 2015. What is vegan? We do not have any animal product. The food of which is not ours, we do not eat. It is including honey too. So turning vegan was again a calling. I saw some videos that she showed in the seminar and I realized, what am I doing? Years back, I let go of non vegetarian food because I had traumatized an animal to consume it. Milk is similar. I'm doing the same thing. If I was supposed to be having milk all my life, I guess my mother would be lactating till today. It made a lot of sense. And I decided I'm not going to shout and tell people this is wrong. I'm going to take on this journey and try it out myself. I'm convinced. When I turned non vegetarian, I never told people around about it. When I turned vegan, I never told people around about it. I just realized this is my personal journey. Let me take it on. So, with this moment, I could understand veganism is the need of the hour, and this is the right way to eat. When I turned vegan, the first thing that happened to me was clarity. Suddenly, I was not confused. I just knew exactly what I wanted on my plate. Leave alone my plate. What were the ingredients that I wanted to use in my food? I was very clear about what I need to store in my house. So that clarity brought in within 45 days at 6 kilos of weight release. Imagine a person who was battling weight issues for 20 years suddenly found a way out. I was delighted. I was shocked. I was like, what is this? Like all women and all human beings, I was like, I lost 6 kilos in 45 days. I did a mental calculation. In 3 months, I must be the ideal weight I want to be. Wow, I'm sorted. I was suddenly very overconfident and I was like, wow, this is the way to go. I was gung about it. And I went about doing this. 44, 45 days more happened, 90 days down. I felt I had not lost any more weight. I had plateaued and I was still in the 6 kilo weight release. But one thing I noticed was my energy levels had increased. My emotional health was amazing. And spiritually, I was doing better. So this kept me going through the year 2015. And I also started running few kilometers, like from a person who could not even run 500 meters. I began doing 5 kms and 10-kilometer runs. And that slowly built that energy in me, the self confidence in me. But I must say, the fact that I was not just doing this for myself, I was also doing it for my fellow friends, the animals, made me feel very good. There were times when I felt low. Oh my God, I have not lost more weight. Why should I be doing this? I never felt that way because I felt I released 6 kilos and I made sure I did not steal anybody else's food. This confidence in me instilled me that this is the way forward. 2015 went by. 2016, I ran multiple half a marathons. Can you believe it? A person who could not run 500 meters was doing multiple half a marathons. I was on the top of the world. I went on to do juice diets. I was detoxing. I was actually trying to understand all the things that I can play around with vegan food. I released 2 more kilos only in the year 2016. And during this period, I had understood that it's not very personalized, it's not only internal. I need to talk about it to others. If I have got this wisdom, I must share it with others. I was more fearing that maybe I don't know how people will receive this. But the first year of doing it, gaining from it, and the second year of practicing it further and having this energy level, and it was there in front of everybody. Everybody could see, my God, my kids were like, Ma, can you stop? You're full of energy. My husband was so happy to see that I was back to my real self, the person that he met when I was so young. So he was very happy for me. My family encouraged me, and I started to do a lot of sharing with people. So during one of my shares, I used to run this small meditation come detox class. So in one of my classes, one of my students in between the class got up and looked at me and said, Sandhya Shri, can I ask you a question? Little did I know what was coming. I said, sure, please tell me. And she asked me, you do so many workouts, you run half a marathons, you eat so right, and we can see it, you eat so right. But how come you look bulky? Man, I was like shocked. That was the last of the detox class I did. But I must tell you, I thank that lady till today. That question that she asked in front of so many people made me think she's not wrong. I'm eating right, I'm working out. Then what is it about me that it is not letting me look lean? I started to buffer. I started to think more. So when I started to think more, I realized that there is something that needs to be checked. I'm doing it right, but I need to become more lean. That's when I went back to my notes, the notes that I wrote down in Dr. Nandita's program. You must have heard yesterday she mentioning to you the 5 point plan that Sharon follows: whole plant based, whole, organic, B12, and D3. So my B12 and D3 were fine. I was always following the organic lifestyle. And then plant based, okay, almost there. What was missing was the whole. I had not become oil free. I still was having that oil in my food. And I was like, little bit is okay. Let me tell you, friends, 1 teaspoon of oil per day makes 30 teaspoons of oil in a month. And 30 teaspoons of oil every month is half a kg gain in a month. So, how do you expect yourself to shed if you want to really experience weight release? It is very, very important to remember the notes you write down are very, very relevant to you. When you hear somebody speak, each of us receive it very differently. Some of us take to the whole plant-based lifestyle immediately. Some of us are still clinging to the organic stuff. We don't know what vibrates with us the most. But all of it cannot be done together. There are times we miss out on some details. So it's always good to go back to your notes or whatever you thought of and buffer again and again. Think about it. Why is it that I'm going through this? When I thought about it and when I made that switch, oh my God, I am not whole. So that's when I started looking at my plate differently. Yesterday, Captain was telling us about the plating, remember? I started looking at the plate and saw, is my plate whole? Does my plate have enough fiber? Am I following enough of raw cooked vegetables and a portion of grain? Am I overdoing on the grain? Being a South Indian, I was addicted to grains. Let me tell you, addiction is not only about being addicted to refined food. You can even be addicted to grains. During the buffering stage, for few of the things which you leave behind may be packaged food. But even in this lifestyle, you can become addicted. When you become whole plant based, one of the mistakes people do is, oh God, I don't want to age too much. I need to get my avocados because that is good fat and that is going to help me not wrinkle. Let me tell you, I have not had avocados at all and I look fine. I eat it if it is available, but it's not like a must have in my diet. The must have in my diet is the fiber. Fiber is my friend, friends. I had to consume fiber, and fiber made me feel full. Fiber made me give this feeling that yes, I'm having enough food. We have to send this message to our brains. Otherwise, we will be constantly thinking about food. I was whole plant based. I was doing all this. Fiber was my friend, but still I was not cracking down on my weight release. I'm sure many of you will connect to this. Green smoothies, done. Salad, done. Cooked veggies, done. A portion of grains, done. Some legumes, done. A light dinner, done. Still, weight release has not happened. So I started to buffer and think, what is happening? Why is it that I'm not able to release my weight? I'm doing it right. So what happened was I had a meeting. I worked through the day and I come back home for a late lunch. One of those days, I had a meeting in town and I had to follow it up with another meeting. It looked like a very, very long day. Since I'd gone into this obsession of being whole plant based, and I was like, I have to eat whole. And I was under the belief that I won't get any whole food, proper whole food. I decided that 9 to 9, I'm going to be out. So let me pack my food for the day. So I began packing. And after 45 minutes, I had a 7 kg cabin luggage ready. I took a look at it and realized, oh my God, this is the amount of food I eat in a day. It hit me. It hit me that I was overeating. It hit me that I was a slave to timing. it hit me that I had completely forgotten about what Dr. Nandita had mentioned in her program, the hunger scale. It came back to me in a flash, and I was like, oh my God, I never realized. I'd forgotten that my mind will actually tell me if I am hungry. And then I thought to myself, when was the last time I did not eat a meal or let go of a day without eating? Every day I'm obsessed about what I ate. The first meal I'll cook is my meal, and then I will make meals for others. But in a way, it is a very good tip because you will never eat food which is not right. If you have made your own meals, you will stick to your food. What you can do, you can be a slave to, is overeating in this lifestyle because you feel you have deprived yourself or you've let go or you are a higher soul. It can be any of it. So now I checked myself. I was buffering again. And then I asked myself, how am I feeling? I'm being whole plant based, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Physically, superb. Mentally, I was okay. Okay, meaning maybe a 7 on 10. And then spiritually, okay, a 8 on 10. But I wanted to feel the physical energy that I was feeling in the all the other planes too. So that's when I realized, looking at that cabin luggage which stood in front of me, Sandhya, you are grossly overeating. You need to stop. So there was this fear that I may not get food. So I worked on myself, and after that day, I decided when I left home, I told myself there is enough food in this universe, and I will get whole plant based meals if I need it. And if I don't find whole plant based meals, I can always be a fruitarian for a day. And that thought in my head made me understand I'm doing fine. Suddenly I felt all that was binding me just leave me, and I was feeling liberated from within. Mindful eating is a very, very important stage. When I began to practice this, I found myself shedding in a rate that I could not imagine. It was gone. Weight was just releasing every month, every month, every month. And I was understanding how it was leaving me. Remember, friends, if you have no idea how you released your weight, you are in the risk of gaining it back. You have to know how it's leaving you. What did you do right that it is leaving you? Mindful eating was that one step towards my release that made me understand yes, I need to eat only when I am hungry. Otherwise, I'm not putting anything into my mouth. Sometimes it's not hunger, it's stress. So you need to recognize that. To recognize that, you need to partner with your mind. You need to ask, in which level am I feeling hungry? So, as you would have heard from most of our experts, they would say, if you are hungry, you must be able to eat a carrot. It should suffice. If you earn for refined food, you earn for gourmet food, it's not hunger. It's just you're still lusting over food. You must be able to consume very simple food and feel I'm doing fine. I'm not against good food, but all I'm trying to tell you is food is a relationship. Like how you have a relationship with yourself, you have a relationship with your food too. The food that is on your plate is a reflection of your personality. Take an example. Try this test at home. 4 plates, 4 people. Give them the same menu. Put a buffet on the table and tell each one of them to take the food. Just taking a look at their plate, you will know how their physical, mental, and spiritual level is. Most of my classes, when I serve food, the plate gives away their personality. The ones who are still in more addiction mode will eat more of grains. The one who are trying to move forward and understand themselves will be having more of cooked veggies. The one who are doing really well inside will be able to consume a lot of raw food. It's just an example I'm giving you. I'm not making a judgment of how you eat. I'm just trying to tell you that the simpler you eat, your life becomes simple. One day somebody asked me about cooking. I'm not a very glamorous cook. I cook food which can be consumed happily and it tastes good. But if you ask me what are the ingredients, how do you make this, I'm not one of those people who can make some exotic dishes for you. I'm a person who does very basic cooking. Somebody asked me about cooking, and I said, if that food takes very long to cook, that's a food I will not eat. I like to cook within 20 minutes and put that on the table. And that's food for me. So, friends, I would like you to understand, please partner with your mind. Please understand what I'm trying to tell you with this. Go back to this pyramid and make a pyramid of your life. You may be a vegan already, or you may be in a whole plant-based diet already. So your base may start from that. Or just do a last 20 years and see where were you 20 years back and where have you reached. And ask yourself, where do you want to reach? Is there something where you haven't reached and you'd like to reach? Put that on the pyramid. Take a look at it. Buffer in each stage for you to understand where you are going wrong. All your answers are within you. Few tips here I would say is meet more whole plant based practitioners. Go for a few classes, attend some seminars. It will make you meet like minded people. They will share their stories. When I meet my colleagues at work in the Sharon office, I'm so amazed that every time there is something that I learn from them. We have Shalini who's going to be talking about IBS and how she reversed it. Man, the first time I heard it, I was completely shocked. I was like, wow, I've never been gluten free. Maybe I must try it. And after that, I did try it. And the first thing that comes to your mind is, okay, abhi roti bhi nahi. No, there's kapli roti that you can have, which tastes amazingly good and it's fantastic for your gut. Think about it, friends. In mindful eating, when I tried going gluten free, something I found amazing was my stomach was looking a lot more slimmer, tighter, and smaller. You know why? The bloating stopped. And suddenly I was feeling that feeling of wow, I'm feeling really light. People always, you must have heard people say, I have a gut feeling, gut feeling. So your gut and your instincts are very connected. So, when I am talking about this, I must tell you when I started to practice the mindful eating and I started to release my weight, you would be amazed. My physical level, wow. My mental level, superb. My spiritual level, mind blowing. I'm a coach, and all of a sudden, I was having so much clarity. Before, if I sat in my meditation for 20 minutes to get an answer, suddenly I was able to download a message for myself and for my client within 6 minutes. You know why? I had very less to digest or very less work within. Many a times, our body is spending a lot of energy digesting. When you put that food in the right direction at the right time, you are not only doing a favor to the environment but to yourself. We talk about cleanup outside. What about the internal cleanup? Yesterday, Captain was telling you how you should not mix raw food with cooked food. And he was actually telling you how it will upset your tummy. Simple example. There is a tube, and this tube has no bypass, like how he said. The tube, you are putting food in, and it's going to go and sit there. If you put a cooked matter, it takes 3 hours, for example, to digest. And over that, you put raw food is only, which is going to take only 20 minutes to digest. The raw food is digested, waiting there in queue and saying, hello, hello, the cooked matter, please move. The cooked matter said, listen, I have more work to do. By then, the one on the top is fermented and it's like already stinking. And that's the reason you start making all those noises. And all the fat that comes out of you is because of you not eating right. Food combining is very, very important. Each of the person who's giving you a talk, there is a reason why they're mentioning these things. It is very, very important to remember. You take these points, make it into your own, and apply it into your life. Maybe you're already doing the raw bit and the cook bit separately, but maybe you're not doing the mindful one. Maybe you're doing the mindful one, but the stress levels are high. How do you disconnect from eating because of stress? So, for that, you need to constantly ask yourself, you're hungry? Do you want food? You want to eat right now? Ask yourself like a mirror. And then you would find yourself really answering those questions. So my journey can be put like this. 2015, I attended Dr. Nandita's seminar, released 6 kilos, became very happy, was thinking that the end of that year, I'm going to be a lot more slimmer. But to my surprise, I did not release further. But what stayed was the energy. What stayed was that attitude that I'm going for this. 2016, I became physically extremely fit. Running and half a marathon before 40 was wow. I was super happy. I felt very good about myself, but I was still bulky. 2017, the mindful door opened up for me. I released 13 more kilos. Wow, what a feeling that was. And let me tell you, it was not forced. It just fell apart as if it had to go. There was no anger. I bid goodbye with a lot of love. I never told myself, hey, why is this weight on me? Why am I having this on me? And remember, friends, one thing I want to tell you during this period of 2017, when I was doing the mindful bit, I definitely would like to tell each one of you that do not instruct your body about the amount of weight you need to release. Till today, I don't tell my body, oh, bus ho gaya, nahi, panch aur chahiye. I just tell myself, I'm all yours. I surrender myself. I eat the food. I expect my body to absorb the nutrition and excrete whatever is not necessary. So during this period, I did not instruct, hey, I want to lose weight on my hips. I want to have leaner arms. No, I did not do that. And to your surprise, in this 21 kgs, I lost 7 inches on my hips. Can you believe it? Because I did not instruct it. So stop instructing your body about where it has to lose weight. It's very intelligent. It knows where to shed. It knows where to get it from. If you are having an irregular weight release and you find yourself losing more in one part of your body and not in the other part, it's time to go back to your books. It's time to go back to partnering with your mind. Time to understand what is it that you're doing. You are somewhere instructing your body. So stop instructing. 2017 happened. I was like extremely happy, but there was this fear in my head. What if all this comes back? What if it is not sustainable? What will I do? So 2018, I traveled a lot. I had a lot of things happening in my life. My business was in another level. And I went through all of it. And there I was, end of 2018, still being fit and fine and maintaining the 21 kgs of weight release. It was easy, it was sustainable. I was doing it, my friends, and somewhere the confidence built within me. Because I'm the kind of a person who does not like to preach what I don't practice. Every word I am telling you, my friends, I do it. I believe in it. So when I'm saying this, I'm standing in front of you. I am the evidence that this will report victory. Try whole plant based coupled with mindful eating. You will report victory in within 90 days. I completely vouch for this lifestyle. I stand here sharing my journey 2019, 2020, and I will go on until I'm alive. So my 5 top tips that I will give you, because which is very, very necessary, is during this journey. Because there are a lot of things I spoke about, but there are 5 tips I would like to share with you. The first one, please understand these tips look very simple. Maybe sometimes like, what's the big deal about this line? It makes a lot of sense. These are points and tips which I picked up from my several years of experience. Make weight release your top priority. Think about it, friends. If you don't make this your top priority, who else will? If you don't make this a top priority, what will happen is you will land up eating whatever is available. As far as it's vegan, as far as it's whole plant based, it's okay. But if you make this a top priority, you'll make sure that your fridge has enough vegetables to feed you for the week. You'll make sure that you made your sauces to make your raw salad taste good. There will be a lot of thinking. You will pre plan. We all do a business plan, right? Do we leave our business as no, it's okay, it'll run on its own? No. All business people, all successful people have always planned their days, planned their month. The financial year is just started. I'm sure all of you have made plans for the financial year. All of us are investing, making, trying to make money out of the share market, and we have our ups and downs, but we do keep a portion of our money for our wealth, our financial gain, our financial health. In the same manner, we need to invest on our physical, emotional health. To do this, you have to make this a priority. If you are heavy, congratulations, you have a goal. There are different ways it comes to you. I didn't have any health issue. I did not have diabetes, I didn't have blood BP, I didn't have any of it. So it is very difficult to get focus or tell family that I am the focus when you don't have a health issue. Most women feel I'm okay, I don't have a health issue, I don't think I should be making a big deal out of it. No. If you are heavy, this is the way your body is telling you you need to focus on yourself. If you don't focus, you are going to be inviting a horde of diseases. And most important, by making this a top priority, you're not only doing a favor to yourself and to your family, you're taking care of yourself. If you are happy, who is going to be happy for you? It's going to be contagious. Everybody will want to know, how did you do this? Right? Okay. So my second point, which I want to make very clear to all of you, is understand hunger by following intermittent fasting. So what is IF? Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern where you cycle between periods of eating and fasting. So right now, this is one of the trending things in the world. Everybody is doing an IF. Yes, I was doing this in the year 2017. I practiced it a lot because it helped me understand hunger. Remember, I mentioned to you about the hunger scale, which Dr. Nandita often tells us about. The hunger scale can be understood better when you do IF. Everything is a process, it's an initiation process. Like how, initially, when a child learns to write, you need to tell the child how to hold the pencil. And after it get used to it, they don't need to be reminded about it. They automatically, when they hold the pencil, they know how to write. So intermittent fasting is best for beginners who are starting out to understand hunger. When I started my journey of the mindful eating, I definitely needed to practice this. I was a slave to timing. If it was 9 o'clock, I had to have my smoothie. And if I were done a 21-kilometer that day, I would have 3 glasses of green smoothie. And on a normal day also, I would have 3 glasses of smoothie. Because according to me, I'm doing it right. I need to store this energy within me. And what harm can 3 glasses of green smoothie do to me? I understood that I don't need to fill myself up like this. And for this, I need to have some kind of a boundary. And this boundary, the intermittent fasting provided me. There were days when I realized that I am really, really hungry and I have to eat food. The best part of IF is it keeps reminding you, this is fasting window. The feasting window is opening very soon. So when that feeling came in, it was a lot more easier for me to practice intermittent fasting. It is extremely important to know about this because it's good for beginners. Right now, I'm in a space where I understand my hunger in a very, very easy manner. I don't need IF to remind me whether I need to eat or not. If I'm hungry, I pick up food. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. Because of my meditation practice, I basically don't eat after sunset. So it makes my life a lot more easier. So I maybe in a normal day, I would read between 9 and 6 or 9 to 5. That is my ideal day. So I'm naturally doing an intermittent fast. So I would just suggest that it good if you can try this, it can really help you. So make weight release your first priority. Number two, try and practice IF to understand your hunger scale. And number three, wow, look at my plate. Do I look I starve myself? Not at all. So eat nutritionally dense food. Remember, I mentioned to you people about making fiber your best friend? Yes, your food should have fiber. Look into your plate and ask yourself, how is your plate looking? So divide your plate and tell yourself, okay, I need to have these food. Remember, when you're fasting and you get hungry, keep that whatever you feel like earning, keep it aside and eat it in your feasting window. So that's what I used to do. I used to always put a plate and I used to tell myself whatever I want to eat and then break it down and say, when I want to have my raw food, I'll have this. When I need to have my cooked vegetables, I'll have this. So this is basically in a day, all the things that I would eat. Yeah, I would eat raw most of the time. I was raw for my breakfast. My lunch used to be heavy. I used to have a little bit of a late lunch between 2:30 and 3, and then I would have a really light meal by 5:36. So this really helped me. When I talk about nutritionally dense food, I would like to explain to you a little further. If you look at the food, all of them look in their original shape. They don't look like extracts. So it is very important to remember that we should not remove the fiber out of our food. If you make your fiber your best friend, you will be in your way to weight release in no time. Fiber is your best friend. That is the new F word today. Number four, friends, I can't stress enough about this. When I say make a journal of your journey, I'm not joking about this. Till today, I write my journal. Can you see my notebook? This is a notebook where I write every day about my what I ate, how I felt. Remember the 3 points I used? Physical, mental, and spiritual. How am I doing? I made a note of how I feel. I made notes of what are the things that are going on in my mind. I keep writing to myself. Basically, I treat myself, I give myself top priority, right? So I need to address myself. If I had an issue, I would write. I want to read one of those letters that I wrote very initially when I got initiated into my mind. Today, I'm going to just read it to you. This is way back, almost 3-4 years back. Dear body, I'm so glad to reconnect with you all over again. I remember you reached out to me several times, but I ignored you. Sorry for that. Today, I want to express my gratitude for having done all that you have done to keep the body going. You are a rock star. I am a huge fan of yours. I love you, my dear body. Sorry for not expressing earlier. Let's start fresh. I'm going to be totally invested in this relationship. Please give me a chance. With all my honesty, Sandhyashri. I wrote, I still write. This journal is important. This journal tells you when you do things wrong, why did you eat that food? When you go back and look at what happened the day before, you will know that you did not eat because you wanted it, you ate because you were stressed. Another thing, some food tastes really good. Like, for example, I'm very fond of samosas and I would love to eat samosas. And I would like, okay, a cheat day, let me allow myself to have samosas. And I wanted to overcome this. So I started to again work with my mind. So I decided every time I eat samosas, I'm going to do a before and after. Before, I'm salivating and I want to eat it and I'm so excited. I would eat it, and after half an hour, I recorded how I felt. I didn't feel good at all. So every time I felt like having samosa, I would remind myself of the aftermath of eating that samosa. Automatically, my urge to consume a samosa went out of the window. Today, I don't need to tell myself it's oil, you'll put on weight. No, nothing. I just need to tell myself it doesn't make me feel great. I don't do anything that is forced on my body. I like my body to feel light. I love to have excellent emotional health. I love the high I feel that I love myself, I love my family, and love the world I live in. And I love the fact that I'm able to give something back to the environment. So, write. Please make a journal. From today, start writing a journal. Okay, practice any form of relaxing exercise. Because I have told you about my marathons, I must mention to you that by the year 2017, I was slowing down on my physical part of it. I was not overdoing it because I felt I was obsessing on that too. As you can see, I have this tendency to overdo it and go all over the place. So I had to slow down that physical part of it. And I decided that I will eat, I will do things in my own pace. So I decided that I will not overdo the running bit. Let me share with you that I've been a Tai Chi practitioner for the last 17 years. And I can't tell you enough how beautiful I